Something today, and in case you didn't get a chance to read it, I'm hoping you'll take the time to listen. I'm not sure why people can't see what's going on. Nobody seemed to notice how racism was becoming defeated, not gone, but on its way out the door. How women's rights were flourishing, how being a certain religion didn't make you dangerous. And the governments and the media stepped in. Can't have people getting along if you want to control them. And now they have us segregating ourselves by color and gender and belief. They have us convinced that these differing are our enemy. Funny how the real enemy has convinced us to point fingers at each other and makes for an easier getaway. When you're convinced that fighting about the past is more important than fighting for the future, you're fighting a losing war. When black slavery of the past is mentioned, what's left out is that whites were slaves, Asians were slaves, all colors were slaves. And while we're so busy demanding justice for those who are gone and not here to receive the justice they deserve, we are blind to slavery that is here now. There are people of all races still being enslaved, still suffering today. But do we join together to fight against that? No, because we're segregating ourselves. When women's rights are mentioned, it's a pity party for women who already have all the rights of men. But instead of using this strength to help those women in countries who are denied these same rights that apparently we either do not see or take for granted, rather than join together and fight, we cry about things like birth control and abortion. Rather than join together to make a brighter future for the women forced into marriages as children or not allowed to drive a car, we segregate ourselves. When religion is mentioned, it's become a fight about who's right, completely disregarding what is right. It's used as a shield to protect those who wish to justify their actions by allowance of God's will. So rather than use it for good, we segregate ourselves with it. I'm not asking you to forget the past, I'm asking you to learn from it. It was people of all colors who fought beside each other for the rights of people of all colors. It was people of all genders who fought for the rights of people of all genders. It was people of all religions who fought for the same rights. In case you forgot, it was people of all colors and all genders and all religions who stood up to fight with each other for what we call human rights. It was these people who stood up against war. What's changed since then? It is not the hearts of these people. The government and media has used every outlet possible to break this unification we're working towards, to break our strength in numbers. They did this by convincing us the past is the present and that the future is to be feared. There are only two sides on this war against humanity. The side that wishes for humanity to survive in peace and the side that wishes the opposite. To win, we must learn from the wins of the past, not dwell on the pains of the past. We must stand together, all colors, all genders, all religions, and again stand up for what is right. The only way to win is to know your enemy, and I guarantee you that the enemy is not a color, or a gender, or a religion. The enemies are those pushing us to segregate ourselves based on those. Thank you for your time.